is overlaid with the 500 millibar heights. Again, this is about midway up into the atmosphere. Typically, these X's indicate pretty much where the energy is. So we have a little piece of energy rotating around the main trough here. We have another little piece of energy across the Ohio River valleys, getting into the Virginias. These are continuing to rotate, and you can kind of see what those cloud features look like on satellite. So this is very useful. So you can, as we run this back a little bit, just one more time, notice that in the clouds you see some slight rotation here. I will play it a little faster for you right there, so you can kind of see that the model and the observations are lining up pretty well. So this little trough here, and this little piece of energy, specifically this piece right here, will go towards the south and east and pick up moisture and wring some moisture out over the mountains of North and South Carolina, which might be some snow. So let's take a look at that. What that piece of energy looks like on the models. Here we have a surface low right in the smack dab in the middle of the trough. A piece of energy that we saw on the satellite and the models is back in this region somewheres. As we go forward, you see the effects of that piece of energy as it approaches the southeastern United States, and this is going to wring out some snowfall across the mountains of North Carolina, with maybe 1 to 2 inches. Most places will see a dusting of snow, but by Saturday afternoon, you're looking at 1/10 of an inch towards the Boone area. But on the ridges and higher elevations, you could be looking at more than 6 inches of snow in some locations. But you see that there's a little bit of precipitation that makes it across the mountains into the foothills and toward the Charlotte metro region. This is expected to be mostly, well, it's going to be rain. Too warm for any type of frozen precipitation across anywhere outside of the mountains. But as the Saturday wears on, the Northwest Flow snow machine will start to shudder down. And then we'll have this cold, high pressure centered over southeastern Canada, filtering in some very cool air that we will see a little bit later on about how cold it will be. And the next system, you have a almost like a clipper system crossing the Great Lakes with a frontal boundary draped across the Ohio River Valley into the mid-Mississippi River Valley, and a developing low pressure center out in the southern plains with some pretty hefty rain associated with that, and maybe some weak response off the coast of the southeast. Some of the models, like the European, by December 26th, the day after Christmas, even on Christmas Day, does have some precipitation making its way towards the Charlotte metro region. But that model I didn't want to show because all of the ensembles have a weaker, more northern track to the upper level system. So the GFS painted a pretty good picture in that scenario. So I went with the GFS. But look, there's this high pressure center nosing its way down. This means that some cold air will be here, although it's not cold enough for snow. The next system, as we approach the New Year's weekend, is also a little bit too warm. There are some indications that we will have either a Miller type A or some type of Miller system, which means that a low pressure center will kind of divide across the region. And typically, depending upon what type it is, typically when that happens, the precipitation onset, so the beginning of the precipitation, might be frozen across parts of the Carolinas, but that will quickly change to rain if that happens. But that's like really, really far into the future, and things are bound to change. So just how cold will it be? This is our GEFS 2-meter mean anomaly over a 5-day period. It's going to get really cold in the southeastern Canada regions, but that will kind of modify as that air gets pushed to the south. But it's still cooler than average across this the eastern seaboard over the next few days. But then, depressingly, we will have a massive ridge of hot air. And I say hot, it's relative. Hot for December standards. Over the entire northern North America, pretty much. And this map doesn't go that far north, but you can see at the very tippy top towards the Hudson Bay and points to the west that it's going to get downright balmy for December standards and Canadian standards. And this hot air will just dominate the weather until New Year's, and that's kind of depressing. Go a bit further into the future. This is day 7. We're going to look at day 7 through day 10 here. The reason for that balmy conditions is this ridge. This ridge at this point is a little bit further east. Of course, this is going to transverse the entire continent and the country. But at this time, December 27th, this is where the mean position of that ridge is. It's pretty much locked in across the eastern parts or eastern half of the country. But this is going to be pushed out. Now, the concern is that when this is going to be pushed out is that signals of a massive storm system are in the works towards the beginning of the year, as this trough here slams up against this ridge, this mean ridge and this mean trough, which means that in between where you have some enhanced flow in the mid-levels, this could mean that there's going to be a pretty decent sized storm system. Now, it's not depicted here because this is a mean of several different models. But the signal is ridge to the east, trough to the west, and the trough is moving the ridge out of the way. They're going to get in a fight, and things are going to happen, at least on the mesoscale, like thunderstorms, perhaps even a severe weather outbreak. But this channel, we mainly focus on the synoptic scale systems, the larger scale systems, which is this mean ridge and this mean trough. And then another mean ridge will be building across the west. So it's going to get warm, especially between Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. Especially between Christmas and New Year's. It's going to get pretty warm across pretty much the entire North American continent. Especially in Canada, but those effects will be felt across the entirety of the United States. And as that warmer air gets pushed to the east by some cooler, denser air, fireworks tend to, and when I say fireworks, I mean thunderstorms. Thunderstorms tend to be in the forecast when that happens. But of course, you got your media outlets, your favorite media outlet, National Weather Service. You can get your warnings out, but this is like a 7 to 10 day lead time. This is your warning right now that something might occur that week. So this is your early heads up that between Christmas and New Year's, about to say Thanksgiving again, a transition will happen. And when you have warm air being pushed out of the way by cold air, things tend to get a little interesting, especially on the mesoscale, like thunderstorms and tornadoes. But again, like on this channel, we are mainly focused on the large scale. So on the large scale, we will expect some warmer than average temperatures across the vast majority of the North American continent between Christmas and New Year's. And then a system will push in cooler air after New Year's. But what that means specifically for the Carolinas and the southeastern United States in general is up in the air right now. But as things evolve, I will certainly keep you updated on the evolution of that system and what the models are depicting. But that about does it for this video. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a safe weekend, and if nothing happens, I will see you in Monday's video. Have a good one.